Cat and mouse vipers. Giant child-snatching vipers are terrorizing New Orleans, pulling children from their homes in the middle of the night in their eagerness to take on human trafficking in the city. Cat and mouse find themselves in the thick of it. Crime, action, drama with a smattering of superheroics. Now, like Roland Mann said, our head honcho here at Silverline, go do some backing, and we appreciate your support.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Geek-Men and the Masters of the Thunder Nerds. I'm Dustin.
Derry.
Tamara.
There we have it, and it's another episode of ADHD Theater, and we are paying tribute to Val Kilmer. May he rest in peace. Good sir.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, y'all. Mom's in the chat. All right, so how are we all doing tonight?
Good.
Super excited.
You sound super excited.
It's just a blah day here, rainy. Just I can go to sleep pretty much
Those are
about
my
any
favorite
time.
kind of days.
Yeah, sometimes.
Well, I did go to sleep for 4 hours.
Yeah. I think I slept too, but I also had a transfusion today, so I was pretty wiped out. But yeah, it worked out. So
I mean, I watched
I'm
2
here.
movies today, so
How'd you
today.
stay awake?
yeah. Well, I mean, I could talk about Tombstone without watching it at all, so
Oh.
it was probably only like 3 weeks ago I watched it.
Really?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
This was the first time I watched it ever.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen it in my entire life. I know Pops was saying he would just sit there and quote the whole movie the whole time, so that's why we didn't watch it on the Madness movie night, which was last night, I think it was. Yeah, Thursday night.
Yep. Definitely a very quotable movie.
What would be a standout quote for you? Like, I'm trying to think. Like,
there's a quote that I've used literally for the last 20 years.
Well,
and
yeah.
it's not one of the like signature ones like I'm Your Huckleberry. It's actually Billy Bob Thornton when he says it's like playing cards with my brother's kids. So like anytime, somebody's doing something and they're just shit at it, I'm always like, it's like playing cards with my brother's kids, which anytime we're playing cards with my brother's kids, I always have to say that it's like playing cards with my brother's kids. But
I felt there was like maybe 1 or 2 lines that I would actually use, but now I can't remember them. So I don't know.
I like what was on the tombstone.
Oh, yeah.
4, I don't know. Can't remember it, but it was funny.
Yeah, there was something on the tombstone.
That's the one where it's here lies like Frank Moore, 4 shots from a 44.
Yes.
And that, yeah.
And no more. Yeah, no more than 4. So
Yeah.
that's funny.
Yeah, she laughed at that pretty good. So I remember that. But yeah. The Tombstone flashed too fast for me to actually fully realize everything it said, and I didn't rewind or anything. So, and of course, I watched it twice. So it was my first time watching the movie, and I've now watched it twice. Once with Pumira, and once with. Wait, no, that was the other one.
You didn't watch it twice.
So yeah, no, I've only seen it once still. So whatever.
You watch it about 150 more times, and you'll be about
Caught
where
up.
I'm probably at. Yeah.
My hypocrisy knows no bounds. Yeah, why, Johnny Ringo, you look like someone just walked over your grave. Yeah, that's another good one. There was one that stuck out to me, but again, I don't remember it, so I'm not even going to bother anymore. Anyway, let's start over. How we all doing tonight? Have we watched anything recently outside of the movies?
So I started one show, a few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of weird. It's only a 30-minute show, which you don't see a lot of those anymore. So it's on Amazon. It's called The Bondsman, has Kevin Bacon in it.
Yeah.
So
how is it?
Eric Bertram was telling me about it one day. We were on the phone and like just tell me how crazy it was, like the first episode, like within the first 5 minutes of the first episode. And I like it. It's good. It's definitely got a certain style to it.
I agree with.
I'm trying to put it into words, but I mean, basically the gist is Kevin Bacon's a bounty hunter, a bondsman, and he's hunting down these guys. Well, they set him up right at the beginning and kill him, like within the first few minutes of the first episode. I mean, and it's brutal. Like they cut his throat and it shows like his freaking neck all open. Well, then basically a service that works for the devil recruits him. He comes back to life, but then they recruit him to be a bondsman that hunts down demons.
Okay.
So
cool.
Yeah, it's and so like every episode is a different demon. It's got a little bit of a supernatural vibe, but then it's got like crazy Kevin Bacon. He's pretty much been a shit dad and he's a shit ex-husband, and like you get his whole family thing in there. Well, then he used to work with his mom. She was in the bail bonds industry with him. And so then she starts getting into it. And I mean, it's a ridiculous show that's actually pretty fun to watch.
Yeah. It's one that's been on my watch list as soon as it came out. I watched it and I was hooked on the premise alone. I was like, all right, yeah, I need to watch this, but I haven't got around to it. So
yeah,
that sounds cool.
I hadn't even heard of it. Like I had not seen a thing on it until he told me about it. So then I was like, one night I was getting ready to go to bed and I was like, I want to watch something. So I was like, I'll just check this out. And freaking like watch the first 2 episodes and the next night watch the next 2 episodes. So I think I'm on like the 6th episode now, and it's entertaining to say the least.
Have they dropped the whole season or?
Yeah, I think it all came out at once because there was a ton of episodes out. So it's got the guy from he was in Justified. He's actually, I think, a New Zealander because he was in a show called Mr. In Between that I used to love that was based in New Zealand. But he was on Justified. He played Dewey Crow. Yeah. So he's the wife's new love interest, and this is set in the South.
What's up, RPJ?
but yet he's from Boston, but owns a bar in the South. So, and him and Kevin Bacon's characters do not like each other. And like, that's where a lot of the main conflict in the story comes in. So, but yeah, it's been an interesting show so far. So we'll see how it ends up.
That's awesome. Dewey Crow's great. Does
Old
he
Dewey
play
Crow.
anything like the character?
No, so he's like kind of like ex. I don't know if mob is the right word, but like he was like a Boston gang member, and then he's given all that up. So like maybe Irish mob or something. But
yeah,
I'm not sure. But yeah, he's not Dewey Crow. Like he's not like Harlan County, Kentucky hillbilly or anything.
Oh, that's funny. That sounds like a show that will be right up my alley. So, and it's nice that it's like 30-ish minutes, though.
Yeah. So, I mean, the episodes go pretty fast, but they get a lot in. I mean, 30 minutes with no commercials is basically like an hour on regular TV anymore. So,
yeah.
I mean, once you factor out commercials.
Yeah. Well, it's just also something that I think we might actually be able to squeeze in before Pumira goes to work. So that's a good thing, because that's the majority of the stuff we get to watch. Mainly, we only get to maybe watch like an hour show at night and then half-hour show at lunch, and that's pretty much the only time we get our entertainment in. So it's tough sometimes, but yeah. So that's gonna be cool.
Yeah, and then we just finished Reacher. My opinion has not changed. It was like Great Value brand Reacher. I'm still kind of boycotting 1923. We're probably gonna start watching it the rest of the season, but I have no interest in really how it
You
ends.
should watch it just so that way we can review it and have a fun time talking about it, because my opinion is in the middle overall for the season,
which sucks because like I was hoping this would be actually their best property based on how this season could have went.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling it's going to probably land in the middle for me, which is such a big disappointment from where I thought it was going to be. So
yeah. It's hard wrestling with that notion. Like, you're excited for something and then it doesn't quite live up to your expectations, and then it's just rough. Which I think the same goes for Reacher too, but I don't know. I feel like there's a few good episodes in Reacher goes, and I think the season of 1923 or whatever finished in a satisfying way that I don't want to say it was unexpected, because I expected it, but at the same time it was sort of like, okay, all right, well, this is what you're doing. You know what I mean? This is the bed you made, so lie in it, you know? So I don't know. But anyway, do you guys have anything else to say about those? I do have an interesting topic. Well, it's interesting for me anyway. So there has been showings of Superman, and I'm wanting to talk about what that might add up to or not add up to. Trying to find this stupid picture that I thought I would be able to read here, but I can't read that for shit.
Yeah.
Now, this is also coming from a Snyderverse tainted view, which I feel like it's very divided as far as feel like it's very divided. People who are pro James Gunn and people who are, boycotting James Gunn and want to restore the Snyderverse, which I think restoring the Snyderverse would be cool, but I don't know at this point. Like, I don't know if it's time to just, because I also felt a similar angst or anxiety for Tom Welling's Superman, because it's like, no, I want Tom Welling to be the Superman, and I was very against Henry Cavill, and then it showed, I think like the first or second trailer, I was like, okay, I'll give it a shot, So I don't know. I feel like the same thing needs to happen here in order for it to be any kind of successful anything. What do you guys think?
Well, first of all, I don't believe much that gets posted by like bullshit like that on Facebook. Like, what was the name of that? DCU Snyderverse something?
Yeah.
Like, typically that's just shit that's put out there, I think, to stir the pot. So I'll be interested to see if that's even like really what's going on. But I try not to consume a bunch of stuff before a movie comes out until I know that it's confirmed public showings. That way.
Well, no, it's not public showings. It's just
that's what I wait until there's confirmed public showings before I start taking any of that with a grain of salt, because like you said, this could just be some Snyder first fanboy that's out there just trying to shit all over the movie and has no credible information at all. So it's hard for me to even react to that, because I just doubt that it's even based off credible information.
Yeah. Well, okay, so next topic of conversation, how about Disney has stopped all production of the live action Tangled? Did you see that?
I thought I think we
already talked about
it. We hit on that a little bit last week, but good. Cancel every live action everything, because make live action that's unique IP. Stop taking beloved cartoons and then making a dog shit live action remake.
Yep.
Like, I get it that some of these people don't want to go back and watch a cartoon that was drawn in, 1952. Like, I get it. Like, little kids aren't like involved in that.
Yeah.
So just sit the property on a shelf and create a new property. Like, stop with all the remake bullshit.
Yeah.
Now you got me pissed off already. So
So I saw a trailer for Lilo and Stitch, and honestly, I was like disappointed. I was very disappointed.
I thought it was cute.
No, this thing I saw was for it's a Pets Day type, some sort of International Pets Day or International Dogs Day or something like that.
Okay.
And so they played a clip of the Lilo and Stitch movie, and I felt like every performance fell flat compared to the cartoon and the weight of the characters and what they're talking about, and just the acting was not impressive. It just fell flat for me, and I'm not like my kid wants to go see this, and so I know like
we're gonna have to go. Right.
We're gonna have to go, and it's like, that sucks. It was very disappointing. I don't know.
just stop with the live action bullshit.
Seriously. I thought Lilo and Stitch was a good enough movie to just
Leave it
still be
alone.
on its own. It's still relevant, right?
I mean, The Lion King is like one of the most iconic Disney movies all time. Well, to me, will never be out of style.
Yeah.
Right.
And they had to go and make a live action remake of it, and then make whatever a live action prequel about Mufasa.
Uh-huh.
Like, who gives a shit at this point? I just,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't understand Disney at all. That's not the company I knew when I was a child. So
Right. I don't know.
they went crazy.
And I'd like to think it's not me getting old and like crickety
No,
in
'cause
my.
I'll tell
it's
a
just-
little, like a 13-year-old, like, you're fucking stupid. Like, if you like it, like it's trash. Well, I'll probably go easier on a 13-year-old. Let's say like an 18-year-old.
Yeah. I don't know.
I try not to tell minors they're stupid, but sometimes I slip. Everybody.
It's every day for me.
And I'm working on it. I mean,
Yeah.
to their face.
Yeah. You can talk about them all you want behind their back. Sure. I don't know. But so that just instills fear in me that both the live action Lilo and Stitch is gonna suck major donkey balls, and and then following up in June with the live action remake of How to Train Your Dragon is like,
Yeah, why?
what?
Why?
Like, How to Train Your Dragon was awesome. Just watched it.
Yeah.
Wasn't that
Why-
Hey,
DreamWorks?
what's up? What was that?
Wasn't How to Train Your Dragon DreamWorks, not Disney?
Yeah, but whoever's doing it, still a
Yeah.
dumb idea.
Yeah,
Well,
there's
I'm not gonna, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
So they're just trying to jump on the wagon.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like they're trying to squeeze more money out of these same properties any way that they can, because
No one
It's
has
a
an
known-
imagination.
they don't. Well, they don't. Yeah, they don't have unique ideas that captivate
Right.
people. I mean,
That's horrible. Do better.
Yeah, and it's weird. It's weird because, like I said, I just watched those recently with my girls, and it still stands up.
like that stuff doesn't age.
Exactly.
Like there's nothing in it for the most part that makes it age over time, other than the animation's not as good anymore.
Yeah, which
But
I thought it was
yeah.
great.
But you look at
everything about
movies
it.
like one of my favorites is Big Hero 6.
Yeah.
Like that is a movie that I'll watch the rest of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Because like Ron's Gone Wrong, that's something that I love. I'll watch it the rest of my life. And Up, it'll never age.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I don't understand why. Why is it got to be live action?
People are calling for Harrison Ford to be the old dude in Up, and it's like, okay,
No.
I see what you're saying. He does look similar. However, don't do it, because there's no way you can capture Up. It'll probably just spin off into some other kind of like, I don't know.
I mean, first of all, in my mind, like a cranky Danny DeVito would actually fit make him look older, but he would fit the look of the guy from Up a lot better. And then have the kid from Ghostbusters, the Afterlife, the one that was podcast, have him put on about 50 pounds, and he could be the little Boy Scout kid.
Oh, like the Dusty or whatever his name is.
Well, they call him Podcast in Ghostbusters Afterlife.
I haven't seen that movie, so.
Oh, wow. Imagine. No, I thought that was. Oh, no, we never did the second two.
Yeah.
Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, she says Up was perfection. And I agree,
Up is
because
great.
I agree.
it was a great movie. I don't know.
So just stop touching shit.
Seriously. I don't understand. Like, I
Make
get that
something
they're
new.
like, right, I get that they're trying to like, oh, this is a known quantity, and so this brings in this audience. Everyone who watched the first Up will surely come to this. It's like, no, you can't. And I'm
No, a
telling
lot of
you,
people will hate it just because it's not the original Up.
right.
And lo and behold, they're going to change stuff. Like, I mean, people have told me that, like, the Aladdin live action remake, like, it's not carbon copy with live action, the original story, which blow people's mind. I've never seen the cartoon Aladdin.
Really?
What?
Literally never watched it. I don't know how in my entire life. I've never watched it. Now I won't watch it because
There's
I'm
a
going to keep
lot
the
of stuff
streak
in there.
going.
Funny.
So,
Even if we make you watch it on this podcast.
yeah, I would probably watch it, but
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
There's stuff you can't talk about now that's in that movie. It's so.
no, I mean, Ed Robin Williams is the voice of the genie, so I can only
Yeah.
imagine.
It
There's a
he
lot
was
of
great.
stuff.
He was great, and there's nothing funny about Will Smith, and I loved Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but there's nothing even comparably similar to Robin Williams in his performance.
That's probably
So.
what they were going for, but it sucked.
Yeah. Oh, so Jessica's favorite Disney movie is Aladdin. Interesting.
I'm trying to think what my favorite Disney movie would probably be.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd have to think about that because there are now other Disney movies, but if we're just talking like the classic cartoons,
Yes.
I know there's one that I watched a ton of as a kid, which was Little Mermaid for me, but yeah, King is probably the other one. Cling. Ryan Kling. Yeah. Yeah.
God,
So
it's hard for me to pick a clear winner because there's so many
As a
good
kid.
movies.
yeah.
So it can't be Brave.
Why not? Why can't it be Brave? Isn't
Okay.
Brave a
It
Disney
was-
movie?
Yeah, it's an
is, but
animated Disney movie.
an older one though. Like it just like
I would say any of the stuff that's geared towards kids,
Okay.
like the animated stuff. I would
Then it'd have to be
probably, when I was a kid, my favorite would have been Robin Hood. Like I watched the shit out of Robin Hood, but I don't know. I think Lion King's their best movie of all time.
I'd have to say Little Mermaid as well. Like that's
Yeah.
the one that was in the VCR, ready to go. Little Mermaid.
Yeah, that's probably true for me too. Because I mean, I
hated
remember watching that. Yeah.
I love Sebastian.
See, here's the other one that would probably surprise people. I think Beauty and the Beast, for my personality, like with the whole gothic feel and the beast and everything, I love that movie. And I mean, it's probably got to be, it's top 5 Disney movies for me.
Yeah. Same.
I can't comment on Aladdin because I've never seen it.
You've never seen it.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so I think we're gonna have to remedy that at some point. We'll make you watch it on here.
I mean, Robin Williams being in it, I mean, that makes it for me. I just don't know why I've never seen it. I think I've seen the second one. Was that Return of Jafar? I'm pretty sure I watched it at like a friend's house, but I never saw the first one.
Huh. Yeah, that's weird. Have you seen Prince of Thieves? The third one?
No. Hell no. I've seen Prince of Persia.
That's one that
I've seen Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves recently.
Yes. I love that movie. But I don't know.
I mean, only the greatest Robin Hood movie of them all, but
Simple. Yep.
What about the one in tights? Robin Hood.
Men in Tights.
Men
I
in
mean,
Tights.
totally different thing. Like as
Yeah.
a comedy spoof movie, I freaking love Men in Tights, but
Yeah.
it can't compete with
okay.
the
I had
action
no
of.
idea what it was.
Yeah, it's a basically a
Prince of
spoof,
Thieves.
like
Yeah.
Hot Shots and Hot Shots Part D.
All right.
Yeah, we watched that one on this podcast at one point.
Which one?
Men in Tights.
Men in Tights.
Yeah.
There's so many good jokes out of Men in Tights. Just it doesn't hold up.
Yeah.
The second one is it. Isn't there one called
King
Return of
Thieves.
Jafar? And it, like maybe it's a third one. There's something Return of Jafar. Swear to God, Jessica, we need you to do your research powers here. Maybe it was a video game. I don't know.
No, it was 1992, Return of Jafar.
Well, hell, when was the first one made?
It's Aladdin 2, Return of Jafar. And I think Prince of Thieves is...
I'm pretty sure I've seen the second one. I don't remember anything about it, but I never watched the first one.
Yeah, Aladdin and the King of Thieves, 1996. Came out.
When did the first one
Aladdin
come
3.
out? If Return of Jafar was 92.
Huh?
That's
not right.
Yeah, I don't.
1992
was the first one.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said the second one came out in 92. I was like, what?
Well, yeah. Return of Jafar. 1994.
Yeah. So it was like 92, 94, what, 96?
6, right?
Yeah.
Man, they were.
But it was
Aladdin
direct.
back then.
It was direct to video.
The second one was?
Yeah, I guess so.
I just remember like one of my friends had it at like a sleepover and they put it in and we watched it, but I hadn't seen the first one, so I wasn't like
invested
really into it.
Yeah.
I was probably like wanting to watch RoboCop or Terminator 2 or something.
Yeah. You know, a cool movie. Oh boy. Well, so yeah, let's just talk about these movies. How about that?
All right.
Got my Baja Blast sitting here as we talk about these movies. And we'll rate them on our officially unofficial Baja Blast rating scale. So let's start with Tombstone. We were talking about that a little bit.
Here, I'll do somewhat of a quick recap for you. So, I mean, a lot of people have heard the premise of this movie through like history. Basically, it's a story of what leads up to, and then the fight after the gunfight at the OK Corral. So, Tombstone, Arizona. Wyatt Earp and his brothers had made a name for themselves as lawmen. Wyatt Earp was heavily involved in cleaning up Dodge City, which was a big time Kansas livestock trading place where it brought in all kinds of people. It was big business. So they all moved to Tombstone, Arizona. It's a booming town with silver mines. So it's almost like the gold rush. It is one of those towns that expected to be a big city eventually. As we all know today, it's not. So it basically boomed and then went under pretty fast. But as the Earps come to town, basically they're there just to be businessmen, but they start seeing the notorious gang called the Cowboys wear a red sash, so they're easily identifiable. They are just committing crimes and basically running the town. You've got Cowboy Bill, Curly Bill Brocious. In this movie is the leader, and his right hand's Johnny Ringo. But then you have the Clanton brothers, and they're all very prominent outlaws. And really, it comes to a head at the gunfight at the OK Corral. Doc Holliday has showed up in Tombstone, who's Wyatt Earp's longtime friend. He's a dentist, even though they don't really go into that in this movie. He is a trained dentist and notorious gunfighter, womanizer, card player, and he has tuberculosis. So the three Earp brothers and him take on the Cowboys at the OK Corral. Big gunfight. Bunch of the Cowboys die, and then that sets up the major conflict of the Cowboys going after the Earp brothers. They kill Morgan, the youngest one, and then they wound Virgil. And then Wyatt Earp goes on a revenge killing spree.
Yeah.
He basically just says, I'm going to kill every single cowboy as long as they're wearing a red sash. So basically he puts together a small group with Doc Holliday and then a couple other guys, and they become deputized by the U.S. Marshals and start hunting these guys down. So there's a lot more detail to it, but that's the gist of the movie in, 4 minutes or whatever it took me to get there. So,
and shame on you, Jessica. We only assigned this movie last week. I mean, come on.
You didn't do the homework.
You didn't do the homework.
Well, we'll know when it's Aladdin week. She will watch Aladdin multiple times that week.
Probably.
So I've seen this movie, I mean, probably I would comfortably say 150 times. So
comfortably.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I will, before I get into my thoughts, I want to hear Dustin, since it was your first time, Pumaira, what are your overall thoughts on the movie?
Loved it. It kept me engaged, which is hard to do. And just it moved right along. It had a really good pace.
How long is it?
2 hours.
Yeah. So it was still back before we started getting really bloated time frames.
Yeah.
Well, 2 hours and 10 minutes. So, I mean, for the time period, it was a long movie.
Right.
Yeah. And so my mom warned me about this movie.
Oh, boy.
She was saying, like, oh, my gosh, it's so boring. I can't get into it. I'm going to have to watch it in chunks, all this stuff.
It's a really good movie.
And, yeah, I sat down and we watched it, and we watched it in one sitting and didn't have to pause it.
You know what she was probably watching? Wyatt Earp, the Kevin Costner version that came out roughly near the same time. Because it's not exciting. And I'll talk about why it is the way it is in a minute, but it's not exciting at all.
Yeah.
It was a really good Western. I liked it a lot.
She did say, she mentioned Billy Zane and all these other folks that were in Tombstone, and I'm just like, oh yeah. She's like, oh, how? It's like, I can't believe I haven't seen this, because I mean everyone's in it, Oh,
I mean, just the absolute amount of people that are in this movie.
It's crazy.
That ended up being a lot bigger stars than they were at the time. I mean,
two
it's
of them
nuts.
are in Titanic.
Mm-hmm.
Which two?
James Cameron, is that his name?
No,
he's the director of Titanic.
Oh. Then what was the guy that was on the boat that was doing the research on Titanic? What was his name?
James Cameron.
what I thought.
No, it's not James Cameron. Let me look at the.
You had the British. You had Kate's husband.
Oh,
Rose's husband, and then you had the other guy with the mustache in the Western movie, who was also in Titanic.
oh, Bill Paxton.
Yes.
Yeah, that guy.
That guy.
Oh yeah, I'm
Two.
thinking of on the actual Titanic ship. Yeah, the guy. Yeah, got it. It's tracking. Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Bill Paxton and Billy Zane. Yes, that's definitely true. There were two actors that were, and you know,
But like you've got Jason Priestley, Stephen Lang, which a lot of people don't even know that Ike Clanton is Stephen Lang because Stephen Lang is jacked as an old man.
That took so long for it to click for me.
Yep.
I'm just like, wait a minute, Avatar.
Yeah, you got Michael Rooker, Dana Delaney, Thomas Hayden Church. I mean, Powers Booth. He plays Curly Bill Brocious. Like in this movie, I've always found that character to be amazing because he's like kind of sane but kind of insane at the same time. Yeah, it's just the amount of people other than the top billed actors to me was just insanity.
Yeah. Oh, Pops wants to give his thoughts on it.
All right.
Let's hear it.
I'll wait my turn and carry
on.
So yeah, I mean,
so we specifically watched this movie because of Val Kilmer.
Yep.
So Val Kilmer is Doc Holliday.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Like I said, I actually really enjoyed it.
I would watch it again.
Yeah. Yeah, Pumara said that it had good pacing. I agree. I thought there wasn't any part that lagged for me. I was able to follow it.
Yeah, it moves really well from like big event to big event. There's not a whole lot of downtime.
Which I mean, I chalked it up to my mom not enjoying it because it's like, okay, well, it's a Western. I know there are some Westerns, like especially Westerns like with Clint Eastwood and stuff. Sometimes those beginning of those movies can drag a little bit.
Yeah.
If you're not fully invested in the time frame and have the right mindset. So I was like, okay, well, it's probably why, and I just chalked it up to that. But then watching, I'm like, I don't understand what she's talking about.
Yeah. Well, so another Western that was huge at this time actually won Best Picture was Unforgiven. And the structure and the pacing of both movies, in my opinion, are much different. Like Unforgiven is a slow burn to a big finale. And Tombstone is just boom, 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 boom. Well, of course you haven't seen it. I mean, it only won an Oscar for Best Picture, and it's a Western, but of course you haven't seen it. So it is a movie that I really love, but in a much different way than I love this movie. Because they're like in totally separate like movie structures. Unforgiven is a very slow burn up until like it reaches the point where all of a sudden it takes off, and like it has one of my favorite endings of a Western movie or any movie probably of all time. One of my top 10 favorite endings.
Okay. Well, we'll have to add that to the list to watch.
This Tombstone's in my top 3. Look, it's one of those movies where it doesn't matter. You're scrolling through looking for something to watch. Oh, Tombstone, boom, you're watching it. It doesn't matter if it's the beginning of the movie, if it's the last 15 minutes. It doesn't matter. You watch the rest of it. You watch it. It's a great movie. They interviewed one of the other actors. I can't remember. It had to be, what's his name? The star. It had to be him, right?
Kurt Russell.
Yeah, they asked him, they said, what's it like working with Val Kilmer? And he goes, I didn't get to work with Val Kilmer. I never met Val Kilmer. The whole time on the set, Val Kilmer was Doc Holliday. The whole time on the set, the whole time. he's in character. He takes on a character and he lives that guy for the whole time that they're filming the movie. That's who he is. Same with when he did James Morrison, when he did The Doors. There's a couple Val Kilmer roles where dude just freaking killed it. There's nobody will ever be Doc Holliday for me. Nobody,
Yeah.
Well, they tried. So Dennis Quaid was Doc Holliday in Kevin Costner's movie, which Kevin Costner's Wyatt Earp is historically more accurate. Like Tombstone is not a historically accurate movie. It is a Hollywood blockbuster. Kevin Costner made Wyatt Earp, and it's a lot more accurate historically, but it's nowhere near as exciting. And Dennis Quaid, like after I had seen Val Kilmer do Doc Holliday, oh my God, it was painful watching Dennis Quaid do it.
Yes, nobody's. It's like Heath Ledger's Joker. There will be other Jokers. There will never be a Heath Ledger Joker.
Right. I agree, 100%.
Same thing, right? Same freaking thing. Nobody is gonna do Doc the way Val did Doc, unless they do it like he did it, which would be plagiarism anyway, right?
Yeah, right. Blasphemy.
I can say though, I mean, it's one of my favorite movies. It's in my top 3 for sure. It's one of those that you just go, well, bye.
Yeah, it's. I mean, if you want to watch a historical movie, watch a documentary. There's a great documentary on. It's called Wyatt Earp and the Cowboys. It's literally came out last August on Netflix. It tells the actual story that happened, which is much different because Ike Clanton was actually the ringleader. He was the main guy that Wyatt Earp was going up against. And a lot of things happen that don't happen in the movie. If you want a historical accuracy though, watch a damn documentary. Like I don't want a feature length movie that follows his history, like piece by piece, because usually it's not exciting.
Right.
Yeah.
Like it just doesn't flow right.
Movies about things that happen are supposed to be embellished for entertainment, not lies, but maybe stuff that could have happened. That could have happened, right? I mean,
maybe they leave something out that wasn't a big deal.
Yeah. Or isn't needed in the story.
Yeah.
I mean, there's stuff that happens in every story that doesn't really need to be there, right? That's why you have editors, people. They cut that shit out. You know what I'm saying?
Which I'll touch on that here in a little bit, but yeah.
I'm going to just throw my thing. I'm going to throw my love out here for this, but the next movie, guys, we had a really good time watching it. We did.
Yeah.
The Ghost in the Darkness. It's another Val Kilmer movie that I like. I didn't like Val all up through Top Gun. I didn't like him.
Yeah.
But after Top Gun, he started becoming a true purveyor of his craft.
Yeah.
Not just the guy doing a movie, right? If that makes sense. He actually
makes sense.
Being an actor,
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought Ghost in the Darkness was pretty good for lions killing that many people. It's again a historic. It's a historic thing that actually happened, kind of. You know what I mean? There's embellishments. It's, but it was a factual event, correct? That those.
Yeah. It's definitely like the characters were real people. Like whatever's Remington, that is the real person.
I mean, that dream sequence, right, where dude's wife is there and he's actually dreaming.
Fresh meat.
We don't know if that shit happened in the real life back in the day, right? That's embellishment to help the story move along. That kind of stuff's okay in a movie. If you don't want that, like Derry said, watch documentaries. Okay, have fun, guys.
Yeah.
See you.
Oh, wait a minute. You got to do this right. Well, bye.
That is a great scene of Tombstone. Curly Bill, he just goes, "Well, bye," as they're telling them that the war's over and because they're taking Morgan's body back home.
Yeah.
Bye. Let's see, would you have liked to see a Top Gun spin-off movie with Val Kilmer in the early 90s as Iceman ascends through the ranks?
No.
I don't know. That was
his character was like the kind of bullyish bad guy in Top Gun. I mean, he ends up being a good dude, but
yeah,
I don't think his character could have carried its own a feature film. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know if he would have even been. I don't know. I don't even know if he would have the power to carry a film before what, Batman Forever.
I mean, yeah. I mean, really, Tombstone is what kicked off him being at the level of being a leading man. Like,
Right.
they saw what he did with Doc Holliday, and then that's when he started getting more of a leading man, at least in like big Hollywood, big films. Because I mean, what was Batman Forever? Was that 95? Yeah, it would have been 95 because Batman Robin was like 97-ish.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this kind of this performance, in my opinion, is his best performance. It is a masterclass in acting, because he is, like Pop said, he is Doc Holliday. Like, not even in the documentary, I just kept seeing Val Kilmer's Doc Holliday. Like, they're showing real pictures of Doc Holliday, and I'm like, nope, it's Val Kilmer, his Doc Holliday. So, yeah, it just, like, to me, this is what propelled him into much bigger roles. Before that, he'd been kind of always the sidekick character.
Yeah.
Or antagonist.
Acres of Movies says that The Doors started that for him, but
maybe
maybe
it didn't.
debatable.
I don't know if it really continued after that, though. Like, nothing against his Doors performance. It was great. He learned like 60 some songs, and they say even the bandmates couldn't tell the difference between listening to audio recordings of him versus Jim Morrison singing Doors songs. Like, that's how good he got. Wow. I just don't think the Doors was a big enough movie at the time to really give him that star power.
Yeah, I know. I haven't seen it, so
I mean, when it came out and stuff, like, it was a great movie. I just don't think there was a big enough audience for it to really make him a superstar.
Yeah, so I think seeing him in Batman Forever was my first exposure to Val Kilmer in general, because I don't think I've seen any of his movies before that. I mean, because I just watched Tombstone recently and hadn't seen Doors or anything like that.
You hadn't seen like Real Genius, like when he was a younger guy?
Yeah, I didn't see Real Genius.
So that's a movie that I absolutely love.
Until we watched it on the podcast. I don't know, maybe a year or so ago. Yeah, that was the first time I had seen it. But yeah, otherwise, so Val Kilmer was like Batman in that setting at that time. So
yeah,
I don't know. But I've then had watched Ghost in the Darkness afterwards and loved him in that too. So, where was this here? Nope. I need media assets. Let's go ahead and rate this. We've talked about Tombstone. We love Doc Holliday. We thought it was well paced. Pamira, are you here to chat?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and rate it then. Kick us off.
4.5.
4.5.
I liked it.
All right. Yeah, I guess I'll say. Yeah, I guess I'll say 4. Yeah, I guess I'll say 4. What about you, Derry?
I mean, Westerns is one of my favorite genres, first of all.
Right.
And you guys know I'm a huge Kurt Russell fan.
Yeah.
Love Doc Holliday in this. Michael Biehn or Bain or however you say his last name. Freaking love him. Sam Elliott. There's so many people I could tick down this. So this movie is a top 5 of all movies for me.
Okay. Serious.
Now a lot of people won't agree with that, but for me, like this movie is like Pop said, one. If it's on, I don't care if it's the last 15 minutes. I'm watching it.
Yeah.
That's funny because I did turn it on in the last 15 minutes, and I do remember the ending of it, but I never watched it before.
Yeah.
Like, so that's the ending to this movie.
It will capture my attention. It's my favorite Western. Not by far, because there's some other like great Westerns, but I mean, I've got to rate this movie. This is one for me that's a 5.
Okay.
Like it goes in the top of my bucket.
Yeah.
I liked it.
That's fair. I get it. Everyone has a different bucket to fill. Yeah, for me, I'd say it's a 4. Because I mean, I gotta say, like, I know people disagree, but for me, I know like there are other movies that are 5s for me, which would be, I guess, Last Samurai. For one, is probably what I classify as a 5 for me. But that's also because it comes with I loved the culture, loved the movie, and the first time I watched it, I was so immersed in the movie, I lost track of time, and it was crazy.
I mean,
it was just,
in my opinion, it boils down to the difference between a 4 and a 5 for me. 4, 4.5, 5 usually comes down to you can have the same quality of movie, but if it's not in my area of interest or does not make me a lot more interested in the area that it's about, then it's probably going to fall like to a 4 for me. If I'm not interested in that area and it doesn't get me engaged into it. If it's in a genre that I love, about subject matter that I love, then usually that's what separates a 4 from a 5, is that propels it. Like you said, like you love the whole samurai, theme, time period, way of life, all that shit. That's what usually makes something a 5 for me versus a 4.5 or a 4.
Yeah. Pop says it's a 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, and not that I don't like Westerns, because I really do. I really do like Westerns, but for a 5, as far as Westerns go, for me, would probably be like Dances with Wolves.
Is that a Western?
Yeah. I mean, it's post Civil War era. It's more about expansion. Like this is more like the violent West versus Dances with Wolves is more about just like how life was on the prairie. Just the brutality of the movement West, but also like it's just really hard for me to explain like all the themes that are in that movie. I mean, obviously you have a ex-Civil War soldier who then ends up joining a tribe and living with
Right.
the tribe, and then coming back and seeing from his perspective changes. It's a great movie.
Yeah.
Just for me, it's not exciting enough. It
Yeah,
is a very good movie, but like Dances with Wolves, something for me is something that's a 4. It's just doesn't engage me to the level that Tombstone does.
Gotcha. Yeah. Well, like I said,
I could see that.
everyone has their own interests. But yeah, we have a few comments that says yes, you can't unsee Val killing it as Doc. And then
I actually disagree with this comment because
go ahead.
if you look after Willow, he did Billy the Kid, Kill Me Again, and then The Doors. Then he did Thunderheart, which is a wildly underestimated movie. I love Thunderheart, which he was the main character in, but it was not a huge, like, A-list Hollywood movie. It was a much lesser known movie. Then he was in True Romance. Then he was in The Real McCoy. And then he did Tombstone. And then after Tombstone, he did Batman Forever, Island of Dr. Moreau, Ghost in the Darkness, The Saint. I think Tombstone was the point where it catapulted him into those bigger, the bigger, because he stayed even after The Doors, he stayed somewhat of a side character in the bigger movies until he hit after Tombstone. So that's just my take on it.
Yeah. So we have Grey Wolf saying, I like Batman Forever and Tombstone. Haven't seen many of his other ones. And that's the same for me. Like, I remember Island of Dr. Moreau in theaters, but I didn't actually see it at the time.
I honestly, it's one I've never liked that movie. Never
Really?
have. Yeah. They made a big deal out of it because Marlon Brando was in it, but he was dying and he looked horrible. And I just don't think it was that great of a movie.
Okay.
But it's probably been 20 years since I've seen it. So maybe if I watched it, I would change my mind. But God, I did not like it.
So Madness says, Pop says that Westerns are my favorite genre, but that movie has no flaws, the whole movie.
That's what I can't think of one thing I didn't like.
The Saint was really good too. Interesting. I've never seen it, so
so what's cool about it is Val Kilmer plays a thief, and he basically like disguises himself and then has to change the character that he plays in the movie based off the disguise he has on. So it's really kind of cool because you get to see a range of acting from him because he has to play. He's this thief who's impersonating all these other characters.
Oh, okay. I know that was one we were talking about. It was in the running for watching for the week of this week.
Yeah,
but
I think we picked the right 2 movies for.
Yeah.
The only other one I would suggest would be Real Genius because it came from his early career and is a great fun movie. It's not his typical like action movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm interested in that.
Which we watched that. Well, at least I did. I did. I don't know if you were participating in the group at that point. So, but yeah. So let's talk about Ghosts in the Darkness, and like Pop said that he mentioned that it's embellished, right? Okay. Well, I know that is the case because I will just share this. Let me do this and then this. All right. So here is the lions. First thing you'll notice is the lions in here. Well, you can't see because of these yahoos, but the lions in here are maneless, which is actually a trait of the lions in this area. Apparently. So they didn't have a great big flowing mane or anything like that.
Yeah, but just looks cooler.
Yeah.
Like male lions look so much more intimidating when actually the female lions are the badasses.
Right.
Really?
Yeah, they're the ones that hunt and do all the stuff like that for the
male lions are just lazy.
Yeah,
they fight with each other to like basically own the pride, but after that they really don't do shit.
Yeah.
They're just lazy and lay around, and everybody else does shit. It's the female lions are the ones you got to watch out for.
Yep.
Then that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep. But so I mean, these were, you know, the lions of Tsavo, and here it is. Like that's Patterson and all that.
That's crazy.
And I mean, we're at the Field Museum block, and it's just Tsavo lions. So you can check this out for yourself. But yeah, he apparently he used the pelts as rugs for a long time until he sold the pelts and the story of what happened in Tsavo to, I think, the museum, and they had to then restore them and stuff like that. So, you know, obviously this isn't, you know, altogether the actual lion, because it's a taxidermy essentially, obviously, but still. Yeah, I thought that was, I always thought that was really interesting. And yeah.
Cool.
But one of the things that it says here is that so in the movie they say like, oh, how many do you think they've killed? And they're like, oh, maybe 100 or 60. There was a few numbers that were thrown around. But I guess at some point they decided to track things back, and they said that it says the feeding frenzy took the lives of 135 railway workers and native Africans.
Jeez.
But later research by the Field Museum, scientists say that they actually think it's drastically lower than that. So it's more like an estimate of 35, which is still, you know, nothing to sneeze at, because they're lions. I mean, I don't know what. So yeah, but again, this was always, after I saw this movie, I always thought it was so cool, and we even talked about going to the Field Museum to see them, just never have. But I don't know. I thought, you know, Michael Douglas and Val Kilmer were great.
Well, and this is a different kind of role for Val Kilmer too. He's not the like macho-ish, like savior. Like that's more of Michael Douglas's character in this. Like he's more of the typical like archetype for a hero-ish type figure, and Val Kilmer plays this engineer.
Yeah.
And, you know, by the end of it, he's having to hunt these lions where he's just there to fix a bridge.
Right.
I mean, it like, I remember when I saw this movie when it first came out, it was probably a little bit too mature for me. It took me a little while to get into this movie. Like, I think I bought it from Blockbuster on DVD.
Yeah.
On like one of their 4 for $20 sales or some shit.
Yeah.
And I probably was in college when I really started to appreciate this movie a lot more than when it first came out.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
this was
I don't
only
know.
1 year after Batman Forever.
Right.
Like, for a 13-year-old kid, like, that was a big departure, seeing him in Batman Forever and then a movie like this.
For sure. But so let's talk about the directing and the scenes. So first of all, I guess maybe even from an acting standpoint, I don't know. Like, did you know he was supposed to be Irish? I didn't pick up on that in the movie.
Yeah.
It was only after the fact that it said, no, he's Irish. And I'm like, what?
Yeah. I mean,
I had to think back, like, oh, okay, I guess he did kind of sound funny saying that. I could see how someone who has like sort of migrated to like Britain and things like that maybe could be influenced by the accent could be muddled into that. It's like, I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't pick up a whole lot of I didn't even realize he was supposed to be Irish. That was something that I probably wasn't paying attention at that point.
Right. So on the second time through, I listened more, and I'm like, okay. That's when I started to think, okay, well, maybe it could be just muddled. Like he's, you know, how sometimes people are like conscious of being proper, and he did seem like he was trying to be proper and upstanding and things like that, instead of no Irish brogue and things like that. So I could see how maybe he's trying to be more composed with his speech and consciously correcting like his grammar and things like that. So I could see that. And I could only see that it sort of came out in certain things he said. So it's like, okay, I can believe that now. But at first it just totally just glanced over it, like didn't even think, like, oh, well, okay, whatever.
This was a time period where it wasn't really popular to be Irish,
right?
Especially like in the United Kingdom. So I'm sure there was a whole lot of like British washing that went on to make people seem less Irish.
Yeah. But yeah, like my mom said, we had it, and we had it on VHS. That's how old it is. And I still have that copy on VHS. So that's not how I watched it this time. I actually rented it from our library, and that's how I watched it, because I couldn't find it on streaming.
I own a copy of this, so
yeah, I'm sure I do too, but I just didn't want to dig through all my DVDs because
it'd take forever.
It would take forever to get through.
It was I got it as a part of a Val Kilmer 5 movie thing on Vudu. Like where you for like $14.99 you get 5 movies with the same actor.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Because it had Heat in it. It had this. Yeah. It had I think The Saint might be in it. Thunderheart's in it, and I'm trying to think what the last movie is. It might be Real Genius. I'm not sure.
Okay.
But yeah, it was like one of those, and I was like, okay, $14.99 for 5 movies, done.
Nothing unreasonable about that. All right, so let's see. Let's go ahead and rate this movie. Pumira, start it off for us.
4.
Okay. Derry?
I mean, I think it's a really solid movie. I think it's got a lot of beautiful cinematography in it. It doesn't quite like hit me from an excitement level. So I would probably say 3.5. I think it's a good watch. It's not something that I would rush out to watch again.
Yeah.
Well, I did watch it back to back, so but that's only because I had to last night and then again today or last night. But anyway. Darth Burney says Warner Brothers confirmed a new Gremlins.
And
Is that supposed to
Goonies?
be
Goonies, maybe?
Goonies, maybe? Goonies movies, Blue Steel, tastes tangy.
He's probably hit acid at this point, so who knows what he's even talking about.
Man, it says...
Is he talking about Blue Steel from Zoolander?
3.5 on the Irish Val.
Oh, no, I know what he's talking about. Blued steel like a gun. So he's talking about they announced new Gremlins and new Goonies, so you might as well just kill yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Blue Steel.
I'm seeing it. Yep. Okay.
Which, I mean, yeah, I couldn't imagine them doing anything good with those two properties. So
I don't know. Who knows? But save that for another time. My rating is going to be a 4. I love this movie, and I say that with love. My mom says 4 on the rating scale. Yep, same as me. So I agree. I mean, it is. If someone, said, "Hey, have you seen this? Do you want to watch it?" I wouldn't say no. If I saw it flipping through the channels, I wouldn't. I would stop and watch it. So it's just one of those movies that I'm pretty much down to watch just about any time. I mean, obviously, I just watched it twice, so, and I still enjoyed it both times. I mean, there are scenes that I really appreciated. I really liked the nightmare and just how when he actually is living it, you could see he's like looking all around for the line, still second guessing and nervous, but so I get it. Like I get it. I think that's a really cool thing in the movie. And then how the Michael Douglas was talking about how the bullies, and then they talked about the lions that, oh, he's just a bully now, like, he's all alone for the first time. I thought that comparison was a cool moment. So I appreciated the pacing and the sort of flow of the story through that interaction. And again, I know it's all make believe, but yes, we are talking about make believe things. So anyway, I enjoyed it. Let's talk about movies for next week. What do we have? Any ideas?
Aladdin.
So I was thinking we could do like kind of a kids week.
Okay.
I've never seen Aladdin, so that would be new for me. You guys still haven't watched Ron's Gone Wrong, have you?
Nope.
That would be one I suggest, because I just laugh my ass off every time I see that movie.
Okay.
But
where even is that?
Disney owns everything.
Just about.
I was kind of assuming it would be on Disney Plus, but I don't even remember who made it.
20th Century.
So it's Fox.
Yeah, which it doesn't to stream. Let's see. Oh yeah, it's on Disney Plus with subscription. So
yep.
All right.
So good.
All right. We're doing the kids week.
I'm always down to do some kids movies.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a 12-year-old trapped in a 41-year-old's body. So, I mean,
Oh.
Ba-na-dun-dun-na. There we go. Ron's Gone Wrong and Aladdin for next week. I think I spelled Aladdin right. Yeah, 1L. Yeah.
is it 1D or 2Ds?
2D.
Is it 2Ds? Dang
Yeah.
it. Sorry. I'm sure people will understand.
Over there breaking his arm, patting himself on the back. He still spelled it wrong.
I know I said I think I spelled it wrong. I wasn't sure.
Aladdin.
Okay.
Well, I guess we're going to jump down this rabbit hole. So if I happen to eviscerate Aladdin, I'm not saying I will, but there's
okay.
always an outlying chance. I don't want anybody to come to tears if it's not as good as people say.
So
Okay.
that's just a warning for Jessica, who was in the chat earlier. This is his first attempt at watching it. No, cartoon.
Darth Burney's
Aladdin.
just being an asshole at this point.
Yeah, come on. We just talked about how he didn't like the live.
He probably wasn't on then. He's probably
Yeah.
sucking his thumb in the corner.
Ah.
Yeah, he never gets on when we go live. He shows up later.
Yeah. Heckling. Yeah. So my mom says Aladdin is a great video game, and it is. It's one of my favorite video games.
You know what else was a
NES.
great video game? I think it was Super NES and Sega Genesis. Lion King.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lion King
Freaking love
and
Lion King.
Aladdin. The difference with Aladdin is you got a sword, a freaking sword in the Sega Genesis one, but all you could do is throw apples in the Aladdin on Super NES.
Oops.
Which
Well,
I
Super
get. It
NES
was.
sucked.
What was that?
Super NES sucked anyway.
Nah, I thought it was good.
Sega CD was where it was at. WWF on Sega CD. Woo!
I never owned a Sega.
Had all that shit.
Never owned an NES either. We had Atari.
Well, you have a Super NES now.
Well, yeah.
Because I own it.
And all the games are on Switch, so we're good.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway, so we have our movies for next week, and join us again next week as we talk about these movies, and hopefully they'll be good. Hopefully Derry won't eviscerate them. And
no, I know I'm not going to. Ron's Gone Wrong. Like, movie's a masterpiece.
We'll enjoy Ron's Gone Wrong.
No pressure.
Watch, we both hate the movies the other one suggests.
Oh, I mean, if you guys shit on Ron's Gone Wrong, then I will eviscerate Aladdin just out of principle.
Well, we'll have to review Aladdin first and then Ron's Gone Wrong.
Oh, you think so, huh?
Uh-huh.
My mom says if I had one of Aladdin's apples, I would throw it at Derry.
Whatever.
Which we used to have an orchard, so my dad threw apples at us all the time. So
I'll be the bad guy.
I'm sorry.
No, it was fun.
I'm good with being the villain of this story.
They were usually drops. Drops are what fell from the tree, so they
moldy and smelled like alcohol. Okay.
No, you smell like apples.
Shit, I grew up on a pig farm. I would love to have apples thrown at me.
Really?
Yeah. Think about what else can be thrown at you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Droppings.
When you're denutting pigs.
Mm.
Yeah. Nothing like getting a Rocky Mountain oyster to the face.
Mm. Look at that face.
Yeah. Gross. Okay. With that, we're going to end this.
See ya.
Until next time. Oh, hey, wait. I have things to show. one, I want to make sure everyone saw this awesome cats.
No one can see your hand, Terry.
I don't care. I'm just going to keep doing it.
I want to make sure everyone saw this awesome drawing that
Higher. There you go.
you're distracting me. What's going on? Addie. So Addie did this awesome drawing for us. It's Castle Gray Cat. And we're having a good time doing that. Not sure if we'll be back on Monday or not. But
yeah, due to tariffs. Are you guys going to have to pause the show until tariffs are done with China?
What?
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
Really?
Oh, the amount of tears on Facebook today over China tariffs. Oh my God.
It is pretty wild.
Bing Bad Toy Store, no.
I'm not sure what the puke's. Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind. I get what the puke's about.
The Rocky Mountain
Pig nuts. Yeah,
probably. So yeah, I guess the new schedule for our streams is Mondays at 10:30, Tuesdays at 8 p.m., and Fridays at 9 p.m. All times in Eastern. We are going to be tentative on Monday because I know Zombie is not feeling 100%. So obviously he's not here tonight, but that is entirely for a different reason, a different side
quest. He's got a hangnail.
What was that?
Oh my!
He's got a hangnail. He's not going to be here because he has a hangnail.
No. But anyway. What was I saying? Oh, so Tuesdays are something that I'm trying out. I would have had the icon thumbnail for it, but I don't because I suck. But it's a draw stream. But I'm also holding this time slot so that way I can do interviews with other folks. Because sometimes 10:30 on a Monday or 9 o'clock on a Friday is kind of hard to do. 9 o'clock on a Friday is hard to do because we have a full episode talking about movies. I mean, we're at an hour and a half and we basically just talked about movies and very little sidetrack, except for what I'm doing right now. So, but yeah, so it opens up a new spot to maybe get an interview or two in here and there, but also it's going to be partnered with a draw stream. So occasionally I'll have an artist on like Addie or something like that who will pop in and do her drawings. We'll chit chat and, you get to see some cool artwork happen all at the same time. And it's just a good time. So we'll see how that goes. And then next week, again, Aladdin and Ron's Gone Wrong. So until then, I shall leave you. Thunder Nerds Ho.
Bye.
On the tube and feel the vibe. Every show you crave right here live. Heroes and villains clash in the night. Madness Comic Network sets it right. Scroll through the list, find what you need. Epic battles and fast-paced speed. From capes to cosmic space delight. Tune in and watch your favorites ignite. On Facebook, share the thrill so grand. On X, the buzz across the land. Madness Comic Network all around. In every episode, joy is found. uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch the wave and ride the tide. Join the fun, join the craze. Madness Comic brightens days. New uploads, they never end. Superheroes and their friends catch every twist and every turn. Madness Comic, you will yearn. Stay up to date with every twist. Madness Comic, don't miss a gist. From laughter to tears, every mood. Madness Comic sets the groove. Click that button and subscribe. Catch the wave and ride the tide.